Mariana Mazzucato has this great paper about the state in the iPhone, right? Where she talks about how, like, okay, all the ingredient technologies in here, from GPS to wireless communication to the camera, digital to cameras and everything else, came from DARPA or ARPA funded, or NSF funded government research. And then it got assembled together by, Apple under Steve Jobs' leadership. And so we all say, like, oh, well, Steve Jobs brought us the iPhone. But actually, there was a lot that went into that, components of that, right? And I think we need to think about innovation, and this is maybe a little bit more narrowly on technological innovation. But we need to really think about innovation systems, and we need to remember just how important it is that that whole arc of, like, from fundamental science to exploratory innovation. And I was talking earlier this week with someone who's been looking really closely at the nuclear fusion sector, and like, some of these, like, the reason that nuclear fusion is being discussed now more seriously than it was before is because we have these superconducting magnets that can be used to create the field to hold the fusion reaction. And we have those superconducting magnets because of innovation in the MRI world for medical imaging, is where the superconducting. So there was a spillover effect from magnetic resonance imaging to the fusion, to the energy space, right? And part of the reason that solar panels became so cheap so fast is that there were spillovers from other parts of the silicon, chip manufacturing industry into the solar industry. So I think a systems view, has us realizing that we can look a little further afield. Sometimes people use this term open innovation. We can look a little further afield than we normally think of for where new stuff is going to come from, and where it can be assembled, and who could be involved in assembling it and incentivizing it. And the incentives are really important. So, like, I think we would be innovating a lot faster on all of these climate mitigation directions if we had a price on carbon. And as we do now in Europe, and we're starting to globally. I think the global average price on carbon is about $5 a ton. If it were, $50 a ton, there's that much more incentive for everybody to bring these new things to market, pulling all the way from the lab to the bench, the lab bench to commercial space. So I think that that sort of innovation ecosystems, open innovation perspective, we often underestimate.